case numbers are growing in 39 states, which is incredible when you consider we only have 50 of them. As the Washington Post reports, quote, deaths are trending up sharply in almost every part of the country. 5 states, Arizona, California, Florida, Mississippi, and Texas, broke records for average daily fatalities this weekend. Florida, meanwhile, has emerged as a particularly bleak example of how the United States has failed to get a handle on this pandemic. On Sunday, the state reported more than 15,000 new cases. That shattered the previous one-day records that were set by California and New York. New York, which was the epicenter of this infection. Today, the state reported the second highest number, this is Florida, reported the second highest number of new cases that this country has ever seen, with more than 12,000 new infections reported in just the last 24 hours in Florida. Florida is grappling with an outbreak that's so large it's bigger than what the vast majority of nations are dealing with. Here's the way Reuters summed it up. Quote, if Florida were a country, it would rank 4th in the world for the most new cases a day, behind the United States, Brazil, and India. More than 40 hospitals across Florida have maxed out their ICU bed capacity or are close to running out of ICU beds. In Miami-Dade County, things are especially dire. In just that area, 6 hospitals have already reached capacity. Doctors in the area are no longer mincing words when it comes to describing the situation on the ground. In a conference call with the mayor of Miami-Dade this morning, one local infectious disease expert actually pleaded with the public, saying, quote, we really need your help. Miami is now the epicenter of the pandemic. What we were seeing in Wuhan 5 or 6 months ago, now we are there. And yet, in the midst of all of this, the state is still struggling when it comes to basic things like testing. In Miami today, residents began lining up overnight, some at 1:30 in the morning, just to make sure that they got tests before the site ran out of supplies for the day. That is the position that Florida is in right now. Problems with testing, records being smashed each and every day, hospitals teetering on the edge. But despite that, it remains open for business. This weekend, one of the biggest theme parks in the country, Disney World, reopened for the first time. Meanwhile, the Republican National Convention is just 6 weeks away, and White House officials say they plan to move forward with holding the event in Jacksonville. Because why not? We are now 5 months into this pandemic, and yet the federal response remains as incoherent as it was on day one. And because of that, state and local governments are having to go it alone. Today, the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, announced a sweeping rollback of the state's reopening plans, saying that he would impose new statewide restrictions, putting an end to indoor dining and closing movie theaters, zoos, and museums. Bars were also ordered to cease all operations. In California's hardest-hit counties, home to roughly 80% of that state's population, closures are even more extensive, including places of worship, certain offices, and hair salons. The decision in California today comes as more and more state and local leaders are starting to take actions that they deem necessary to protect their residents, even if it means going out ahead of the federal government. In Houston, where we've now seen countless headlines of hospitals at or near capacity, local leaders are demanding a shutdown, including the city's mayor, Sylvester Turner, who today tweeted, quote, I do believe that we need a 2-week shutdown at the minimum of 2 weeks. And I've proposed this to the governor so we can help blunt COVID-19 progression. The head of the county's governing body, Judge Lina Hidalgo, echoed those calls during a press conference this afternoon.
Since we last spoke, what we feared would happen is coming to pass. At the end of May, COVID patients were 15% of patients in the ICU. Today, we are at 48%, and the number keeps rising. We're crossing or approaching hospital surge capacity day after day as a matter of course. What this means is reports of people having to wait for an ICU bed when they need it, ICU beds becoming more and more scarce, having to import doctors and nurses to keep up with the demand. Hospitalizations continue to rise. If it wasn't clear before, it's obvious now that having so much still open, from restaurants to all-size indoor events to water parks, is not going to turn this thing around. which is why I continue to call for an enforceable stay-home order.